We're mobile. Take Fox Sports 1350 with you using iHeartRadio. It's the IE's home for sports. KPWK AM 1350, Riverside, San Bernardino, an iHeartRadio station.
Listening to IESportsNet.com, the Inland Empire Sports Authority.
Yes, we are back in the great city of Riverside at the iHeartRadio studios. It's IE Sportsnet, protected by the Riverside Sheriff's Association, right here live on the great city of Riverside. Fox Sports Radio, AM 1350. I am your host, Eternal.
And I am the one and only Coach B. You know, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, you know the conversation starts and stops here. We're also streaming on FoxSports1350.com and the iHeartRadio app.
Yes, man, what a great Saturday. You know, Coach B, when they said, last week we were saying sports were back. We were interviewing a young lady live on air, Miss Lauren Jones, it still didn't seem real to me, Coach B. But let me tell you something. On Thursday, the boys, not the boys from Troy, but the Lake Show and the Clippers took the court. And let me tell you something. That is, the NBA needs to be applauded for the great things that they're doing. I mean, it was just a great game, Coach B. The game before that was a great game. I believe it was the Jazz and the Pelicans. And that came down to the wire, a 2-point game. And then the Lakers and the Clippers, it was just a great game. Came down to the last shot as well.
You know, one thing that I like, and everyone was talking about, it's not an arena, there's no fans there. But I don't know if you've noticed this. To me, it's a better basketball experience because, we live in Southern California. And whenever you see a Laker game, they want to show what celebrities are in the audience. And I want to see the game. Right. That's the one thing that I have enjoyed. And then you see the fans up on the wall, the real fans that'll sit there and watch the game.
All the entirety.
And they even said it last night on the national broadcast. They say, hey, since we're not in arenas, we got 22 cameras that are focused on the game.
Right.
So they're getting great shots, like that one camera that runs along with the players along the baseline.
Yeah.
I mean, those are shots you couldn't get in an arena.
Oh, yeah, no question about it. And there's been a bit of critique about that. I'm actually fine with that. I'm a video guy, so, I really enjoy that angle. I enjoy the multiple angles, and I thought it was really neat the way they included the fans virtually. I thought that was a great touch. The way they're adding the arena noise, if you know how that's being added.
They were doing that with the Dodger games, too.
Yeah. It just, right. But for whatever reason, it's difficult, I think, with baseball because the camera goes up and you see that there's nobody in the seats, right? With basketball, however, you don't really get that same thing. So, I don't know, man. Like I said, I really hats off to the NBA. They're just doing a wonderful job right now. I mean, you see what they're doing, how they're dealing with the COVID. Nobody's having these COVID issues. The teams are playing on schedule.
Right.
And it's just a great thing. But, what I wanted to make sure we talked about that Lakers game because everybody had a lot to talk about the Lakers. Last time that they played was on March 8th.
Yeah, the series just went 2-2. People were acting
exactly. And again, now the show, they got the Clippers pretty good that day. It was 112-103. Now, whereas when you fast forward, you fast forward and then you look at the last game here, 101-103. Kawhi Leonard for the Lakers, high score. Paul George was high score for the Clippers, 30 points. And then you had Anthony Davis with 34 points, played 35 minutes. And you clearly could see that Anthony Davis is the star of that team. Now, again, I mean, I know that kind of sounds, for everybody, for the LeBron stands out there, that sounds crazy. But no, clearly Anthony Davis, the Lakers are going to go as Anthony Davis goes. I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
I agree. And, that's one of the smart things you can always say about the L.A. Lakers. They were a well-managed organization. When you think about it, going back to Gail Goodrich was at the end of his career. They bring in Jerry West.
Right.
And then when Kareem starts to be at the end of his career, they give the mantle. Magic was there during his prime.
Correct.
But then they start giving the mantle to Magic.
Right.
And now you can see that's what the Lakers have already foresaw. They said, okay, LeBron is on the back 9.
Right.
Actually, he's probably on the back 3 now.
Right, yeah.
So now they say, let's get, because Davis is still in his 20s.
No question.
And the good thing about LeBron, because he has experience with this, he saw it with Dwayne Wade. He said, hey, let me go ahead and take this man until you play second fiddle. And now that's what LeBron is doing. LeBron is giving up the team to AD.
Right.
Because before AD got there, it wasn't pretty.
No. and you can, and clearly you saw there that LeBron was impatient. And which again, I think the Lakers, you have to know that from an organizational perspective, is that LeBron's not coming in there with these young guys. He's coming in there to win right now.
Exactly.
And so that's
Lakers, why they got rid of the young guys.
Exactly. And and now when you saw, because again we got a chance to really look at the guys they traded, Lonzo Ball and Brandon Ingram. You saw them before the Laker game, and they look great. I mean, Brandon Ingram is a star. That guy looks just really, really good on both ends of the court. But again, when you bring in LeBron, you have to win now.
And so every time you've gone somewhere, they've blown up the team to bring the people in.
They
brought in Bosh.
That's what is happening.
They brought in people to Cleveland.
Exactly.
And that's what you got to do, because LeBron. And this is one thing, I had a heated discussion with somebody about LeBron. Think about it. Name to me the one Hall of Fame coach that he's played for in his entire career.
Right, exactly.
And to think that his basketball mind is so advanced.
Yeah.
Who did he learn this from? He's not like Kobe. Kobe never won without Phil Jackson.
Right.
Michael never won without Phil Jackson.
Yeah.
Magic did win without Pat Riley. But, but you think about this guy's, his mind. It's just incredible, man. And on a further note, like I was watching I just got Netflix. I'm excited about it.
Yeah,
and I was watching the Carter Effect.
Yes, yes.
And that was done by LeBron James.
Yeah.
I mean, now this guy has just expanded his business acumen.
It's something, man. I mean, again, a lot of people, he gets critiqued so much. And again, I've been there. Lord knows I've critiqued.
I used to call him LeBron's James when they got the bronze medal.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, I used to be one of his number one critics. It was more of his on the court performance versus off the court. I've always really been a fan of what he's done off the court. Really professional.
Right.
You can see what he's doing.
Never got in trouble in all his years. Married his high school sweetheart.
He's bringing his guys up, and he's bringing his guys up not like, hey, I got a posse behind me.
Right.
His guys
Maverick
are
Carter's
placed
become
all throughout the entertainment and sports
Maverick
industry.
Carter is a shark now. And then, one of my favorite shows, The Wall. Have you seen that? That's LeBron James' show.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's just, this guy is just, he continues to just really amaze you with all the great things that he's doing. So hats off to LeBron. Again, like I said, I've just really grown to be a big fan of his. I'm clearly, you see what he's doing on the court is just unbelievable. I know he got that stay black on his beard. You can see it now. You can still see the gray up under that gray up under there.
Yeah.
Real quick. That's why I don't mess with stay black.
Well, my son was saying that they built a barber shop there.
Yes.
And you can see last night when we were watching, what's the beard's name again? James Harden.
James Harden.
You can see he needs to get in the chair.
Yeah,
he needs to get in the barber chair.
A lot of people are due. And it was funny because Jay Williams was talking about that on ESPN, on the four-letter word, pardon me. And he was saying, like, some people have missed their appointments.
Absolutely.
Clearly.
Absolutely.
So, but again, Coach being eternal, right here live on Fox Sports
Radio.
Radio.
We got a good show today. I'm
Coach
excited.
B, man, let's talk about that, man. What kind of show? Who we got on here, man?
We are excited. This is the very first supervisor that we've had from what county were you born in?
Riverside.
What city were you born in?
Riverside.
There you go. So this has got to be exciting for you as well. This is the first, for anyone who does not know, when it comes to local politics, you have a city council,
right,
which governs the city.
Right.
And then when you go to the county level, they're called supervisors.
Right.
So they govern at a county level. And we always work with Supervisor Rutherford in San Bernardino County, and she was so gracious to explain to us that the supervisors work directly in coordination with the state.
Correct.
So they are an arm of the state on a local level, county-wide. So we are excited excited. District 3 Supervisor Mr. Washington will be calling in today.
Mr. Chuck Washington.
Yes, sir. And then we have the gentleman that put together the Angel City games.
Yes.
They do a lot in those games out and with the Fox out in LA.
Correct.
AM 570. And we're going to have the founder of that organization calling us in for Angel City Sports.
Right.
And then we have a young man from what school was he at?
Yeah, he's at UCR. Amazing young man. Just a great story. Really got a chance to watch him last year. And then Coach B, you and I, when we did the UCR game, he was the kid that we talked to after the game in the press.
Had game.
Yeah, really good guy, local kid. Really excited to have him on. So we'll be chatting to Mr. Dominic Pickett, and again, UCR basketball. Really excited to have him.
I gotta ask, does he have any relatives named Wilson? Gotta ask.
It's gonna jump. That's gonna jump clearly over his head.
Yes,
so.
right.
That's gonna jump right over his head. So yeah, we do have a great show. Again, if people want to follow the conversation, you guys follow us at IE Sportsnet. Again, IE Sportsnet. That's all over the social media outlets. Again, that's going to be Twitter, Instagram, the Book of Faces, IE Sportsnet. Coach B, that's where they can find us, man. What else we got going on?
Absolutely. I'm excited. That's what we got. That's going to be our jam-packed show.
Yes.
If we get time, we'll talk about why that Clippers lost to the Lakers. I feel good about it,
Yeah,
to
me
be
too.
honest.
Me too. Let me tell you something, because you don't want to mess. Hey, look, y'all saw a glimpse what Kawhi can do out there. He looked really, really good. He looked solid. Again, he made some mistakes. I think he probably, and he's going to
get back into the rhythm.
He's going to fix that. So I'm really excited about it. Again, he looks great, man. But yeah, so you guys want to make sure you stay tuned. Again, IE Sportsnet right here on Facebook, on Fox Sports Radio AM 1350, and our next guest coming up is going to be Mr. Chuck Washington. Again, what's Supervisor.
Yes. Let's go ahead and take a commercial break. You're listening to IE Sportsnet, protected by the Riverside Sheriff's Association with Coach B.
And Eternal. When it comes to Inland Empire sports, you know the conversation starts and stops here. Live on Fox Sports 1350.
What's up, world? This is your favorite comic, Tony Rock. And you're checking out Fox Sports. We are Fox Sports.
Kinematics Physical Therapy and Sports Performance looks forward to partnering with you in the restoration of your wellness and expediting you back to your active life. We'd love to see you at our spacious clinic, conveniently located in Norco at 1801 3rd Street, Suite 101. Call us at 951-777-2178. That's 951-777-2178. Or visit our website at kptsport.com. Our clinic is an outpatient orthopedic clinic designed to treat general pain, post-operative conditions, and athletic rehabilitation using research standards of care. When you step through our doors, your pain becomes ours, and we will work diligently to help manage whatever life has thrown at you. We provide educational and screening services to the community free of charge. Services provided include health screenings, monthly health courses, sports venue coverage, and fundraising. We'd love to meet you at our spacious clinic, conveniently located in Norco at 1801 3rd Street, Suite 101. Call us at 951-777-2178. That's 951-777-2178. Or visit our website at kptsport.com. All are welcome whom aren't afraid to recover their potential.
Box combo, please.
At Raising Cane's, we're all about quality. We mix cane sauce in our restaurants every day. And our chicken is hand battered and cooked to order. Our Texas toast is grilled with just the right amount of butter and garlic. And our lemonade is always freshly squeezed.
Love in the window.
And why do we do all this? Because it makes a difference. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Since 1952, ThinkWise Credit Union has served education professionals and families in Riverside, San Bernardino, and Orange County. ThinkWise gives back to the community with financial education and support to local schools and organizations. Join us today to experience a safe and comfortable alternative to banking that gives back. ThinkWise Credit Union. You'll feel good about what we can accomplish together.
Farmers Insurance. The office of Stacey Ann Holgate is a proud sponsor of Inland Empire Sports. Located in Riverside at 3641 Adams Street, Stacey Ann's office is able to assist you with your financial goals in planning for your future. Her office can also assist you with your business insurance, home, auto, and much more. Give Stacey Ann Holgate's office a call today at 951-977-9899. That's 951-977-9899. And mention Fox Sports AM 1350. Stacey loves her community and the kids in it. She knows they are the future, and investing in them is an investment towards a healthier community. Wouldn't you want to do business with someone who cares about your children almost as much as you do? Contact Stacey Ann Holgate's insurance agency at 951-977-9899 for ways she can help you and your family with all of your insurance needs today. Located at 3641 Adams Street in Riverside, California. Stacey Ann Holgate Insurance Agency. She's on the air because she cares. Give Stacey Ann Holgate's office a call today at 951-977-9899. That's 951-977-9899.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
And you know I'm gonna get on Shaq with that picnic table suit.
Yo, this is Ari Spears on Fox Sports Radio.
We are Fox Sports.
Yes, we are back in the great city of Riverside at the iHeartRadio studios. It's IE Sportsnet, protected by the Riverside Sheriff's Association, right here live in the great city of Riverside, Fox Sports AM 1350. I am your host, Eternal.
And I am the one and only Coach B. You know, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, you know the conversation starts here. Make sure you follow us as we're streaming on FoxSports1350.com and the iHeartRadio app. As we said, Eternal, I am excited. We have our very first Riverside County Supervisor calling in, Mr. Chuck Washington. I have to take my hat off to him and say congratulations. Married for 44 years to his lovely wife. I've been married 20 years now, and I take my hat off to a man that can do that. Looking at him, he covers a District 3 and some of the cities that are included in District 3, San Jacinto, Hemet, Marietta, Temecula. Supervisor Washington, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing awesome. I was expecting some of that piped-in cheering like we're seeing at Major League Baseball right now.
Well, I'll tell you, when I read your bio and said you were married 44 years, I cheered. That is amazing.
Yeah. Well, you know, we men, we finally wise up, don't we?
Yes. Yeah, it takes a while.
My father used to play a song, "It's Cheaper to Keep Her." And he said, son, listen to this song.
Yes, sir.
No, I'm blessed. She's given me a beautiful daughter. And the daughter's given me 3 grandchildren, so it's all good.
Name drop the daughter and the grandkids, please.
Say that again?
So can you tell us your daughter and grandkids' names, please?
Oh, yeah. Of course. We moved to Riverside County in 1989 with a 6-year-old. She's now 37-year-old Lindsay, married, Lindsay Mitri. And the first child was named after me, Charlie nice. Mitri, a little girl. She's 8 now. Kellen, grandson, he's 5, and we had a brand new one born last Veterans Day.
Oh, congratulations!
So Corbin is almost 9 months. Yeah,
fantastic.
Awesome.
Now, Supervisor Washington, if you'd be kind enough, and we did our best to give you a quick background, but please kind of give our audience some background on your work in the public service sector, please.
You know, well, that's a great question. Thank you, and I appreciate you asking and your interest. I grew to love aviation and flying back in the late 70s. Got all my certificates, private instrument, commercial, flight instructor, and progression in that industry was slow. So I joined the Navy in 1981 and earned my Naval Aviator wings in 1982. I got out in 1987 and went to work for Delta Airlines. Delta Airlines is quite a bit different, or airline flying is quite different than military flying, and I found myself with a lot of free time on my hands, and I started volunteering in my community. That started with Marietta. Someone said, you should run for city council, and I said, oh, okay, what is that? I ran, and I got elected. I did one term, 4 years, moved to Temecula. 4 years later, I ran in Temecula, and this was all while I was still flying for Delta Airlines, so you can't make ends meet on $600 a month as a council member. You got to keep the day job going.
Right.
But when I retired from Delta Airlines in 2014, there was an opportunity later that year to apply to be appointed to fill a vacancy on the Board of Supervisors, and that occurred in March 2015. And then 2016, I earned my own full 4-year term. And then this past March 3rd, I got enough votes that I don't have to go on to the November ballot. So starting January 1st, I start another 4-year term.
Fantastic. Now, and again, thank you so much. And again, congratulations on all your everything that you've really accomplished. Again, it's really needs to be applauded. But right now, obviously, nationwide, worldwide, really, we're dealing with a huge situation. It's a pandemic, COVID-19. Obviously, California has been looked at as one of the areas where you see it, we're quote unquote one of the hot spots. So we're having to do things a bit different. And I know that you're one of the people who are leading the charge here in Southern California, but talk to us about what you're doing in terms of the efforts of Riverside County to fight against COVID-19.
So, much of the framework that is established for how we try to contain the virus is given to us by the state. So I feel honored and privileged that I represent Riverside County with the State Association of Counties. And additionally, inside of that organization, I serve on the smaller executive committee of 14 county supervisors. And we have regular dialogue amongst our members, as well as engaging conversation with the state, both the public health doctor and cabinet member. And so I do get an opportunity to sort of present Riverside County's case, but quite frankly, most of what we are trying to implement is a way to contain the virus right here in Riverside County.
Right.
And that's really on us. That's, I was listening to some of the Trump administration individuals testifying before Congress, and there was questions about testing, and the Admiral said, testing is testing, but there's nothing that's more impactful than personal responsibility. In other words, each and every one of us make a commitment to wear a mask. If we don't need to be out, don't go out, and keep your distance from people. It really is kind of, in most parts, common sense. The more you come in contact with people that you don't know, and you don't know where they've been, the more likely you are to either catch the disease, or if you're asymptomatic, you're going to spread the disease.
Right.
So, we really have to take upon ourselves individually that responsibility as a community effort. We do it in many other things. I don't know why this thing has become so politically charged, but many other things we have tackled and said, yes, we can make a difference. And it goes back to the 50s and 60s with the federal government, their campaign to wear seatbelts. It has saved lives. We do it now without even thinking about it. So we can do this.
Absolutely. And we certainly appreciate that. Once again, Supervisor Washington on the line with us at Fox Sports 1350 AM, Coach being internal. Now, I love the fact you touched on how we can reduce our numbers with COVID-19, but what are some of the common myths that you've seen around COVID-19?
So, going back weeks, maybe a month or two ago, there started to be this myth floating around that masks not only are not going to help, but they are actually bad for you. And that's just not true. The CDC, the WHO, all have well-documented, benefits of wearing a mask during this pandemic, as well as many of the world's epidemiologists and scientists. So masks do help. The notion that somehow wearing a mask for hours on end is bad for you, it doesn't take into account, look at our medical professionals. Many of them are wearing masks many hours a day, every day.
Right.
So it is not that threat to our health. And here's why. And here's why it's a benefit in this pandemic. The gases that you exhale out of your mouth are much smaller than the virus particles. So the gases that come out of your mouth can get through that mask Well, the virus particles cannot because they're larger. So if you're an asymptomatic spreader, you wear a mask. You don't know that you're infected, but you can infect others. So, and this notion that, well, we don't want our kids to have to do this. Our 5-year-old and our 8-year-old grandchildren, they don those masks. And then when they see people, outdoors and they walk by, they say, Papa, why is that guy wearing a mask? Well, come on. Yeah.
And I agree with you. And I'll say it's funny that you say that. And I appreciate you acknowledging the medical industry. My wife's a nurse and she does 12-hour shifts. And she wears a mask for 12 hours a day. So we certainly get it. And, one thing I want to ask you is who makes the decision on closing and reopening business? I know you're a successful businessman yourself, but who makes that decision on the county level?
So back to my earlier comment about interacting with Sacramento, with the state. The state comes out with guidelines. The guidelines aren't always clear, and so we kind of push back a bit. But essentially, when we came back with phase 2 and then accelerated into phase 2B, if you will, where we started opening up more businesses. That was the state's guidelines. But when we got into the second half of phase 2, the state said, okay, if you want to attest to all of the parameters that you can meet, and we'll evaluate that and then allow you to go into that second part of phase 2. So we did that. That's an attestation that we provided to the state. It's reviewed by the state. And then we are then required to monitor and meet those parameters. One such parameter, for example, is as cases grow, it becomes difficult to sort of judge what the virus is doing. So what we do is we look at positivity rates. So you take the number of positive cases and you divide it by the number of people tested.
Right.
And the state says that percentage shouldn't be more than 8%. Ours got as high as 17, 18% at one point.
Oh, wow.
Coming back down, it's at 14% right now. But we got to keep pushing it down because that tells us how widespread the virus is in our community.
Absolutely.
And when it's high, we know there's a lot of people infected out in the community.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Again.
And that's his tireless efforts of the supervisors. We appreciate it. Supervisor Chuck Washington for calling us in, or should I say Kathy's husband of 44 years.
Yeah, exactly. No, Charlie's grandfather.
There you go. There you go.
Again, we just want to thank you for your time. I know you've inspired a generation of individuals, male and female, that want to now take a profession in public service. So again, we thank you for your service
in the Navy.
Thank you for your service. Yes. And again,
thank you.
Keep up the
Thank
good
you.
work. And again, please consider us a resource to the people if you want to ever get some information out. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you for having me. I'm very appreciative.
There it is right there. And again, thank you for your time. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank your staff. They were great.
Please,
they were amazing.
Thank you.
All right. Take care now.
You guys, take care.
Thank
There
you.
it is.
That was Supervisor Washington,
Yes.
Riverside County, District 3.
Wow.
And when we reached out to their office, they were very responsive. They got right back to us. So we appreciate them getting to us and helping us out. That's some great, great information. They put us on the county distribution list. And I just saw an email. It's about West Nile virus. So what's next?
I don't want to talk about it.
Right? So let's take a commercial break. Who we have come up next?
We might have to wear two different masks now.
Right,
but we got Mr. Dominic Pickett coming up, UCR basketball.
And funny thing is, the wife, she wears 2 masks on her shift.
Already.
Not one, but 2 masks.
Double mask.
During her shift.
There it is.
But you're listening to IE Sportsnet, protected by the Riverside Sheriff's Association with Coach B.
And Eternal. When it comes to Inland Empire Sports, the conversation starts and stops here, live on Fox Sports 1350.
And she texts me. Big ups to Brandy Arrington. My bad.
There it is.
You're listening to IESportsnet.com, the Inland Empire Sports Authority.
Kinematics Physical Therapy and Sports Performance looks forward to partnering with you in the restoration of your wellness and expediting you back to your active life. We'd love to see you at our spacious clinic, conveniently located in Norco at 1801 3rd Street, Suite 101. Call us at 951-777-2178. That's 951-777-2178. Or visit our website at kptsport.com. Our clinic is an outpatient orthopedic clinic designed to treat general pain, post-operative conditions, and athletic rehabilitation using research standards of care. When you step through our doors, your pain becomes ours, and we will work diligently to help manage whatever life has thrown at you. We provide educational and screening services to the community free of charge. Services provided include health screenings, monthly health courses, sports venue coverage, and fundraising. We'd love to meet you at our spacious clinic, conveniently located in Norco at 1801 3rd Street, Suite 101. Call us at 951-777-2178. That's 951-777-2178. Or visit our website at kptsport.com. All are welcome whom aren't afraid to recover their potential.
Box combo, please.
At Raising Cane's, we're all about quality. We mix cane sauce in our restaurants every day. And our chicken is hand battered and cooked to order. Our Texas toast is grilled with just the right amount of butter and garlic. And our lemonade is always freshly squeezed.
Love in the window.
And why do we do all this? Because it makes a difference. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Since 1952, ThinkWise Credit Union has served education professionals and families in Riverside, San Bernardino, and Orange County. ThinkWise gives back to the community with financial education and support to local schools and organizations. Join us today to experience a safe and comfortable alternative to banking that gives back. ThinkWise Credit Union. You'll feel good about what we can accomplish together.
You're listening to IESportsNet.com, the Inland Empire Sports Authority.
What's up, world? This is your favorite comic, Tony Rock. And you're checking out Fox Sports.
Yes, we are back in the great city of Riverside at the iHeartRadio studios. This is IE Sportsnet, protected by the Riverside Sheriff's Association, right here live in the great city of Riverside. Fox Sports Radio, AM 1350. I am your host, Eternal.
And I am the one and only Coach B. You know, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, you know the conversation starts and stops here. We're also streaming at foxsports1350.com and the iHeartRadio app.
Yes, indeed. Now, man, every now and then we get a chance to get some real good stories, stories about guys that are doing some special things here in the community, here locally, Riverside, San Bernardino, collectively, the Inland Empire. Got a very special young man on here, has a great story. Sir, if you would be kind enough to please introduce yourself to the Fox Sports Radio audience.
Hello, thank you for having me. My name is Dominic Pickett. I'm currently going to be senior guard at UC Riverside, and I'm excited to be on the show today.
There it is right there. And again, live on the Boost Mobile Be Heard Celebrity Hotline. Dominic Pickett, man, thank you so much, man. Appreciate you coming on today. Now, we got a great story. We're closely associated with UCR. And we got some information. They said, man, there's a young man that's been doing some really special things. And we found out that you were awarded a scholarship for this year. And we saw the Zoom meeting. I just wanted to kind of just get your thoughts on how that whole process went and how surprised you were and what it meant to you and your family.
It's honestly a dream come true if I could put it into short terms. I was completely surprised and honored to that the accolade from this coaching staff. But I honestly couldn't have done it without the UC Riverside program since day one. Welcomed me in, never belittled me, never looked at me anything other than just a basketball player, just like everybody else. Gave me the equal opportunity to go out there and prove myself. So big shout out. Very grateful for this program, my teammates, both present and prior, and the coaching staff. Wonderful people.
Yeah, now talk to us about this, because basically you like walked on to UCR. I mean, you had your journey there was just again a special journey. Can you just kind of talk to our audience just briefly about the journey it took in terms of how you got to where you are right now?
Yeah, so coming into my freshman year, I didn't have any Division I offers, but I had, just like most athletes today coming up, we all have dreams of playing at the highest level of Division I. And growing up, I always just had this mindset of betting on yourself. Right. I have full confidence in the work that I put in thus far, and just coming in my freshman year, I still want to be a part of the program somehow, so my route wasn't as clean and fancy as a lot of people's, but I used that as kind of motivation and appreciation for where I've come from and where I am now. Going into my sophomore year of school, I actually got the opportunity from the coaching staff to be a part of the team, and from there, I kind of just took it as something that can be taken from you at any moment. So I took it with full arms and really just ran with it. And again, props to coaching staff, my teammates for just giving me the confidence to go out there and compete and know that I could play at this highest level. And again, just very grateful for them altogether.
There you go. And once again, Coach B and the Eternal, Fox Sports 1350. We have Dominic Pick on the line with us. And one thing that we really, I personally enjoyed is we came out, we saw your game. Your game is so pure when you play, because we came out and covered one of your games. But tell me a little bit about it. You're a local guy. You grew up in Moreno Valley. What does it mean to you now to be on the UC Riverside team and being a part of that team and growing their basketball program?
It means a lot because I'm a winner. I hate losing. So just able to find ways to help the program, help the team be successful is what I'm all about. So whether that's me playing, me not playing, me scoring, me not scoring, like whatever the team needs me to do to win games is what I'm all about. And I've been like that since growing up in Moreno Valley, playing high school, Rancho Verde. That's just a mindset that was instilled in me from a young age. So I've been able and blessed to use that approach to the game to really help me put the team over myself and really anybody else. Because at the end of the day, winning is going to be a lot more. It's going to mean a lot more to a lot of more people than your single stat. People are going to remember, okay, this UCR team set history goals last year, winning 17 games, more than, somebody scored X amount of points this game. So that's what really means a lot to me.
Absolutely. And like you said, you guys had a winning record last year, which is amazing. And you know, the funny thing when you talked about it, growing up in Moreno Valley, there's another guy from Moreno Valley that you said that was underrated.
Young straight backs.
That people don't talk about, but he came out and dominated. Have you watched Kawhi's game, because you guys are both from Moreno Valley?
Yeah. Kawhi is actually one of my favorite players just in terms of how he plays the game. Plays both ends to the floor. We are from the same area, so of course we have to support the local guys. And I just love how he just plays the game. He doesn't worry about the hoo-ha, the outside noise, all the nonsense. And like, he just goes out there and gets the job done wherever he's at. And that's that's the approach that I have. That's the approach that I want to continue to have and build throughout my career.
And I love it. Like I said, you're a Moreno Valley guy, born and raised. You played in the area now. Eternal is from Riverside. He went to Ramona. And can you do one more thing for me again, Dominic? What city is Kawhi from again? If you can just let it be known.
Here we go.
Moreno Valley.
Okay, there you go. There you go. He's from Moreno Valley.
Now, Dominic, the reason why he's saying that, let's clear the water. Let's clear the air real quick. You know, because we say Riverside, but you know what I mean when we say now. But I know it's a whole new wave coming. So is that against the rules to say Kawhi's from Riverside? We got to say Moreno Valley now. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
There it is right there. Now, one last question before we get you off again. Dominic Pickett right here live on Fox Sports Radio, UCR Basketball. Do you have a favorite NBA player?
No, not really. I like a lot of different people's games. I like more so like the underdogs, the people that not everybody might be their favorite player. They might really know. Like, of course, we'll have to recognize the greatness, Bron, Giannis, AD. And we have to recognize those players like they're amazing talent. But I'm actually really big fans of not so big name players like CJ McCollum, Devin Booker. I really like Devontae Graham's game over this past year, just his growth. Like, I've been a fan of his since college, since he was going to Kansas. Like, wow. I've been for a while. So those are like three main players. And also I'm liking John Morant, just kind of how he approaches the game as well as a young rookie. He really has a different level of IQ and just understanding, getting his teammates involved and things like that. And that's kind of, I feel like we have a lot of similarities in that area with just picking apart the defense, passing over, scoring, just really getting the team involved before himself.
There it is right there. And again, thank you so much, man. We appreciate you coming on air today. Again, Dominic Pickett, UCR Basketball. Want to give you a quick second. You want to give any shout-outs real quick before we wrap up?
Just shout out my teammates, my coaches, and my family. Like, I appreciate those are like the three main people, that really have impacted my life over this past 4 or 5 years. I couldn't be more grateful for all of them. So thank you.
There it is right there. Now, guys, I mean, there's some guys that want to give you some shout outs. So, big shout out to some, I know our guy, Coach Smith, speaks highly of you, as well as my man, Anthony Tyson. So keep up the good work. And again, thank you for making your time today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
There it is right there, man. Dominic Pickett, UCR Basketball right there, fam. Great kid right there. We got a chance to meet him that one time when we covered the game.
Yes.
Real nice young man.
I like the fact that he corrected the fact that Moreno Valley is the home of Kawhi Leonard. You would think that the city would promote that more, home of Kawhi Leonard.
Well, no. Well, it's happening.
No, put it on street signs and
it is.
Promote it and market it and advertise it everywhere.
But it's turn this. I can
let's go ahead and do this.
I can turn your mic off now.
Let's take we have another.
Yes, we have a special guest coming up.
Clayton French is from Angel City. Will be calling up shortly. Let's go ahead and take a commercial break. You're listening to IE Sportsnet, protected by the Riverside Sheriff's Association with Coach B
and Eternal. When it comes to Inland Empire Sports, the conversation starts and stops here, right here live on Fox Sports Radio, AM 1350. We're right back after this.
You're listening to IESportsNet.com, the Inland Empire Sports Authority.
Kinematics Physical Therapy and Sports Performance looks forward to partnering with you in the restoration of your wellness and expediting you back to your active life. We'd love to see you at our spacious clinic, conveniently located in Norco at 1801 3rd Street, Suite 101. Call us at 951-777-2178. That's 951-777-2178. Or visit our website at kptsport.com. Our clinic is an outpatient orthopedic clinic designed to treat general pain, postoperative conditions, and athletic rehabilitation using research standards of care. When you step through our doors, your pain becomes ours, and we will work diligently to help manage whatever life has thrown at you. We provide educational and screening services to the community free of charge. Services provided include health screenings, monthly health courses, sports venue coverage, and fundraising. We'd love to meet you at our spacious clinic, conveniently located in Norco at 1801 3rd Street, Suite 101. Call us at 951-777-2178. That's 951-777-2178. Or visit our website at kptsport.com. All are welcome whom aren't afraid to recover their potential.
Box combo, please.
At Raising Cane's, we're all about quality. We mix cane sauce in our restaurants every day. And our chicken is hand-battered and cooked to order. Our Texas toast is grilled with just the right amount of butter and garlic. And our lemonade is always freshly squeezed.
Love in the window.
And why do we do all this? Because it makes a difference. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Since 1952, ThinkWise Credit Union has served education professionals and families in Riverside, San Bernardino, and Orange County. ThinkWise gives back to the community with financial education and support to local schools and organizations. Join us today to experience a safe and comfortable alternative to banking that gives back. ThinkWise Credit Union. You'll feel good about what we can accomplish together.
You're listening to IESportsNet.com, the Inland Empire Sports Authority.
Yes, we are back in the great city of Riverside at the iHeartRadio studios. It's IE Sportsnet, protected by the Riverside Sheriff's Association, right here live in the great city of Riverside. Fox Sports Radio, AM 1350. I am your host, Eternal.
And I am the one and only Coach B. You know, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, the conversation starts and stops here. We're streaming on FoxSports1350.com and the iHeartRadio app. We're excited. One of the largest events. Actually, this is what introduced me to the world of adaptive sports. One of the largest events, I would say, nationwide is Angel City. And what they're doing with their
Angel City Games.
Angel City Games, I'm sorry. And what they're doing with their Angel City Games. And this year's going to be a little bit different. And we have one of the gentlemen who has been a leader and pioneer in the industry. Clayton, are you there?
I am here and so pumped to be here.
Fantastic. Again, we have Clayton right here live on the Boost Mobile Be Heard Celebrity Hotline. Clayton, give our audience just a little bit of background about what you guys do over there at Angel City Sports and kind of transition into where we are right now with the virtual games.
Yeah, for sure. So to put it simply, we're creating access to training and development, equipment, and competitive opportunities in sport for kids, adults, and veterans that have physical disabilities, whether they were born different, like my son Ezra, or whether they acquired it along the way as children or adults or in service to our country. So that's kind of the nutshell of it.
Got it. And now, and what's happened, and we had a young lady, I believe, Miss Sam Bosco was on our show a few weeks ago, and just a wonderful young lady doing some really great things. Obviously, this year is going to be virtual games. Talk to our audience a little bit about how you had to contact the athletes, the participation, and what all it took to kind of make that transition.
Yeah, so the flagship event for Angel City is our Angel City Games presented by the Hartford. And what that has been in the past is hundreds of athletes coming in from all over the country and even all over the world. We had like 5 countries represented last year to the amazing campus at UCLA. And when you bring everybody together, they can learn and compete in sport. They don't have to be athletes. We'll train them. We'll coach them up. Right. But they get so many benefits of being together and being part of a community. And so with the pandemic and with the cancellation of everything, we canceled early. We canceled in like the second week of March, knowing this thing wasn't going to get under control anytime soon. So we laid out a vision to create. Originally it was 4 weeks, and we canceled the first week in June just because of the protests. It seemed like the wrong time, but we ended up with 3 weeks of virtual programming this summer. So it's kind of like 3 weeks of like summer camp.
Wow, that's special right there.
And you're in your 6th year. Once again, we have Clayton French online. And, I want to ask you about you. I know you've built it. You've done some amazing things. And you talk, and we've had this over before when I met you at Cal State San Bernardino. You talked about your son. What was the drive for you to get involved in this world of adaptive sports? Was it trying to get your son more of an opportunity? I just want to know your personal mission with this.
Yeah, such a great question. So I think at the root of everything I do is a desire to be a good father. And I hope that most fathers out there can relate to this feeling. When your first child is born, you kind of don't know what to do. And the blueprint you have maybe is from your own father. And in my case, my father, he got me outdoors. We hiked, we skied, went to the beach, went sailing. And so when Ezra was born, and he was born different, without a knee and a shin bone and missing some fingers on his left hand, everything else was okay, but wasn't going to be able to walk without a prosthetic. You know, I questioned whether I could be a good father. And so really getting him active, getting him involved in sport has been kind of like my mission since he was born. And listen, he's an amazing athlete. He made the U.S. Paralympic team last year as a 14-year-old. He went to the World Championships, was the youngest athlete out of 1,300 athletes in Dubai.
Congratulations.
It was incredible, and he'll go to the Tokyo Games, and he's saying he's gonna be a multi-medalist. So I love his passion.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, you know, he was mainstream. He was playing club basketball at a pretty elite level on a running blade, as an above-knee amputee, which is really hard. And when I sort of dug into the adaptive and Paralympic sports world, it was really with the idea of just giving him some other dreams. At the time when he was younger, he wanted to play in the NBA, be the first amputee to play in the NBA, which is incredible concept. But it's hard for able-bodied people to make the NBA. So I just wanted him to have some dreams. And sure enough, this kid found track and at an early age, 8 years old, just decided he loved it.
Wow.
And that's amazing stuff. And, you know, I commend you. I take my hat off to you. I'm a father of 3. So that's amazing story. And then you said the Angel City Games is your flagship games. Now, you're doing it virtually, and I know we communicated throughout the week. You're saying athletes can still get involved with what you're doing right now, correct, even though it's underway?
Oh, by the way, athletes with disabilities, kids, adults, veterans, and anybody else can join us at the games because it's virtual, and I don't have a coaching constraint. I can put 50, 100 people in a Zoom class with my coach. So that's the coolest thing about this year. So in the past, you could come to UCLA and watch, but this year you can actually do the events. And so we're coming up this Monday, August 3rd, will be the beginning of the second week of the games. So we did already have the first week, but all of that content lives online, so people can access that if they sign up for the games. And this coming week is going to be really exciting. There's a bunch of different sport days. There's 6 workouts on Wednesday, our workout Wednesday, one for toddlers. I mean, it's just a great lineup. And then there's a concert on Thursday, bingo night on Friday. I've got Mayor Garcetti, Alden Ehrenreich, played Han Solo in the latest Star Wars movie, is our host for our concert. So it's just going to be a week of fun. And we tried to make every day maybe an hour and a half, not too long. How long can you sit on a Zoom call, right? But a little nugget, a little dose of fun and activity and community every day of the week. So that'll run August 3rd through the 9th, and then we'll take a 2-week break, and we'll kick back that third week, August 24th.
Wow. Yeah, and again, the Angel City virtual games, as you mentioned, week 2, August 3rd through the 9th, week 3, August 24th through the 30th. Now, Clayton, if people want to get in contact or they want to get more information about the great stuff you guys are doing, specifically the Angel City Games, how can they get in contact?
Great question. Thank you for asking. So the easiest thing to do is just go to the Games website, which is angelcitygames.org. And also, people can just find us on social media. We're really pretty easy at just Angel City Sports. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We're everywhere. But yeah, if anybody wants to jump in and join us, maybe you guys can join us this week. I'd love to see you on some of these Zoom calls.
That would be great.
It's fun. We're trying to build a community. At the end of the day, when I look back at my childhood and my own just sort of personal journey and struggles, what's important to me and really our organization is creating a sense of belonging. And many people, I think, can relate to not feeling connected and part of society.
Correct.
And man, people with disabilities really feel that. So even pre-pandemic, we were struggling with feelings of loneliness and social isolation. And so this is our sort of biggest effort to create that sense of belonging for not just our community, but everyone else that wants to join us.
Right. And again, really excited about it. Can't wait. We are, myself and Coach B, we are definitely going to try to make ourselves available for that Zoom call, Coach B.
You tell me which one you want to jump on. I'll send you the link. We'd love to have you guys.
That would be great, right?
That'd be good. We're looking forward to an extraordinary sports competition in the age of COVID-19. The 2020 Angel City Virtual Games presented by the Hartford. Got to make sure we get that in there. So we certainly appreciate you calling in this morning, Clayton. We will send us a couple of links, and we definitely want to get involved. So.
Beautiful. Can't wait to see you guys on Zoom.
Absolutely. There it is right there. Thank you so much for calling. You enjoy your weekend and be safe out there.
Thanks so much. Cheers.
Great stuff. And, you know, I know exactly how he feels. You know, when you're a father, and Brandy and I were talking about this the other day. My daughter was born at Fontana Kaiser, and it's surreal because when you go to the hospital, you know she's pregnant, you know the baby's coming, but it doesn't it didn't hit me until I was driving home and I kept looking in my rearview mirror and it's a baby back there.
Right.
And it's like 9 months we've been preparing for this. And then she's finally back. He's like, she okay?
Down.
Is she all right? Is she breathing? She's good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I could only imagine. Only thing I've got a chance to see being born is my coffee in the morning.
There you go. Like I always say, my daughter, she wasn't planned, but she was not a mistake. She was meant to be here. Changed my world forever. She's named my daughter named after me, Brianna. Brian with an A. I call her Brian A.
I'm gonna start calling you George Foreman. Oh my.
Oh yeah, my son's named after me. His name is Brian. And then we named our other son after my wife, Brandy and Brandon. It's funny because I called one of them. They both answered, so I just called D and Don. Yeah.
George Foreman.
That is it.
There it is. What a great show we had today. Had Supervisor Chuck Washington on the program. Coach B got a chance to kind of give us a little update on what Riverside County is doing to fight the COVID-19 pandemic. Got a chance to talk to Dominic Pickett. Great story out of UCR basketball. He's a senior and is now received a scholarship, basically walked on. So this is a huge accomplishment for him and his family. And then Coach B, we got a chance to talk to our guy, Clayton, who's doing some great things over at Angel City Sports. They're going to be hosting the virtual 2020 Angel City Games.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things we definitely want to pick his brain because there was an event out here that unfortunately we have to see if it's still going to go on because we definitely want to make sure we stay involved with that.
No question.
You have to have some type of adaptive sports out of the Inland Empire.
I think it's so important. I mean, you know, you and I, we didn't really know how big of a market it was. I think we, until we got a chance to actually go down there and watch those kids. And
we did a great video on it.
Yeah, we do. I'm about to say, I was just thinking of that video. I'm like, we got to get that video back out there in circulation. But again, for everybody listening, thank you so much, man. We're really looking forward to, as you mentioned, Coach B, sports are back, baby.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness. I mean, the Clippers, young straight backs. I've been corrected. They said they want us to reference young straight backs as Kawhi Leonard of Moreno Valley.
He is. No dilly, no dally.
He's we're going to say Riverside County, but no dilly, no dally out of Moreno Valley. And again, really looking forward to this basketball. I says basketball, NBA in particular, has just been they have been the bar in terms of how to handle professional sports during the pandemic.
And they're in the best situation. The difference with, and we talked about it a little bit earlier in the things that are canceling some of the major league games, the difference with the NBA, and I don't see the NBA getting shut down, is they are in a cocoon or a bubble. Cocoon, right. I'm thinking the old movie.
But yeah, I'm about to say cocoon.
Remember that? They're in a bubble.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
So they're in a bubble. They're not going in and out. And it's funny. What's our guy that runs the Lakers? He played for Michigan. Him and Magic work together. I can't think of his name. His name escapes me right now. But he played on the Fab Five.
Yes.
Like he was. Webber. Not Chris Webber. No, he works for the Lakers. He's the guy that put the team together. I'll get it after the show.
I know you're talking about. Not Rob.
Yes, Rob Pelinka.
Rob Pelinka.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so Rob Pelinka, like he said, hey, I got all my stuff because I could be here 3 months.
Yeah.
Imagine being isolated from your family in the world for 3 months. That's dedication.
It is. But they start showing you that check.
That part.
And I think that everybody's incentivized because you went that long without getting a check.
Right.
So now you're like, hold on. Me and my guy were talking about this yesterday. These guys got not only are they feeding their own, they got their own house, but they got the mama's house, the cousin. They got these naughty little businesses.
That's the problem. Just stick to you.
Well, I'm saying, but I'm just letting you know that's what it is. So.
I preach to my daughter. I tell her, generations down. You're not responsible for me and your mother.
True.
Generations down is what I always tell them. And speaking of that, so my daughter got me a DNA test for my birthday. She wanted to make sure I was really her father. But so what it is it's funny now because I have an ancestry site, and I found about 50 relatives that I had no idea existed.
And I saw
of that DNA
from
test.
the text you sent me, you are from Uganda, correct?
Yes. No, well, the most that
I'm being funny. It was Western Africa, wasn't it?
I forget what country that
it didn't say the Congo.
Yeah, it was one. That was a part of it, but it was one country that it shows my makeup is more. But I think it's time for us to go.
We gotta get out of here. We about to get prolific.
There you go. Thanks for listening to IE Sportsnet, protected by the Riverside Sheriff's Association with Coach B.
Andy Turner. When it comes to Inland Empire sports, you know the conversation starts and stops here. Live on Fox Sports, AM 1350. Everybody be safe out there. We'll see you next week.
We are